Alright, I am kicking off a new series of videos that I call Protip, and here's how it works. In each video, I speak with an experienced bartender or industry professional and learn a new technique, hack for the home bartender, or interesting new recipe, and then I'll recreate it for you here and give you my take. But more importantly, some of our favorite bars and restaurants are really struggling right now, and I want everyone to consider supporting them this week, even if it's just one direct take-home order. I'm also donating a portion of the proceeds from this video to support hospitality workers in need, and big thanks to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Okay, so let's get going. I couldn't think of a better pro to kick this series off than Jeffery Morgenthaler. Jeffrey, what you got for us today?
Hi guys, it's Jeffery Morgenthaler from Clyde Tavern in Portland, Oregon, and my little technique secret is that I haven't used a cocktail shaker to shake a cocktail at home in many, many years. In fact, I don't really love using a cocktail shaker to shake a cocktail at home. One is the mess. It just drives me absolutely insane. No matter how tight I seal that cocktail shaker, I'm still going to get some sort of sticky cocktail all over my cabinets, all over my floor, possibly on my ceiling. The tool that I love the best is actually a blender. I'll put one or two, or these are great for 4 or even 6 cocktails. And I'll put a cocktail in there, and then I'll just pop in one of these Tavolo 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch ice cubes per cocktail, and blend it on high until the ice cube is dissolved, and I've got perfect chilling, perfect dilution, and perfect frothing, which is great for egg white drinks such as my amaretto sour. So that's my little hack, my little dirty secret. I always use a blender when making cocktails at home that call for being shaken.
Alright, you're getting a 2 for 1 here because not only are we going to try this blender technique, we're also going to learn Jeffrey's famous amaretto sour recipe. So I'm first going to make this the normal way with a cocktail shaker, then going to make it in a blender and compare the two side by side. So of course the base of the amaretto sour is amaretto liqueur, which is sort of an almond flavored liqueur from Italy. And the original amaretto sour originated in the dark ages of cocktails in the 70s that was just a mix of this liqueur and some sour mix. So let's first build our improved version of the amaretto sour in a cocktail shaker. We're going to start with 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of amaretto. For the sour, we're going to add 1 full ounce or 30 mils of fresh lemon juice. Now we need just a bit more sweetness, so we're going to add a teaspoon or 5 mils of 2-to-1 simple syrup. That's 2 parts sugar to 1 part water by weight, but by volume would work just as well. Go ahead and add that to the shaker glass. Now this drink on its own is pretty weak, so we're going to amp that up with a little cask strength bourbon. Jeffrey recommends at least 100 proof, but the higher the better. Mine is about 123. 3/4 of an ounce or 22 mils. Next we need our egg white, and we recommend beating it a little bit with a whisk or an immersion blender to help with the froth. So we're shooting for 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of egg white, which is the egg white of half a large egg. Now to help with the foam, we're just going to dry shake this without ice for about 15 seconds or so to whip some air into that. You do get a bit of a mess when you dry shake because you don't have that vacuum cold seal. So let's now add about 4 ice cubes, and we're going to vigorously shake for another 15 seconds or so to chill and dilute the drink. Grab yourself a chilled rocks glass with a couple ice cubes, and we're just going to single strain this directly into the glass. And then after a few seconds or so, you'll see a nice little layer of foam on top there. Let's give this a taste. The Morgenthaler Amaretto Sour. Okay, this is an excellent cocktail. It's really well balanced. The amaretto comes through in a nice almond flavor, but it's not too sweet. This is dangerously good. But the question is, will it blend? Or more specifically, does blending save time? Is it less messy? And does it produce as good or even a better result? Alright, so we're just going to add in the same spec for 1 cocktail, but you could scale this up, starting with 1 ounce or 30 mils of fresh lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce or 22 mils of cask strength bourbon, 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of amaretto, a teaspoon or 5 mils of 2-to-1 simple syrup, 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of egg white, or half the egg white from 1 large egg. And as Jeffrey mentioned, we're going to get our chilling and dilution from a single 1.25 square inch ice cube. Alright, let's fire up the blender. Because I have a powerful Vitamix, I'm not going to turn it all the way up because that could heat things up a little more than I want. So I'm just going to kind of gradually turn it up until I don't hear any more ice rattling around. Already I can see some nice foam on here, so let's pour it into the same rocks glass with ice that we had before, and yeah, definitely more foam. Putting it side by side, it looks like it's about twice as much foam, maybe even a touch more than that, but more importantly, how does it taste? Did we have to sacrifice anything for the convenience of the blender? Let's see. I mean, yeah, that is the same excellent cocktail. Certainly you get more foam on top and a little bit more to save for later in my mustache. But no immediate red flags with this version. What if we compared it side by sides? Going back to the original, still delicious, and compared that to the blender version, equally delicious. I would say there's not any meaningful difference, just a little more foam on top with the blended version. All right, so to recap, for me, this is kind of a game changer. I mean, yes, there's a bit of mess with the old shaken technique, but the blender also saves you so much time on cleanup. You don't have to clean a shaker, 2 strainers. And if you're trying to batch multiple cocktails that you normally would shake, egg white or not, this is kind of a no-brainer. Jeffery Morgenthaler, this was an excellent pro tip. Any parting words?
Hey, thank you so much, Nick, for having me on the show. I love Cocktail Chemistry. It's such a great channel. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. And speaking of support, please get out there and support your independent local restaurants and bars if they're doing any sort of to-go or delivery stuff. We really need your help right now. And we all just can't wait to be back super soon serving you in the way that we love to. So thank you again. Really appreciate it.
And again, a big thank you to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video. Bright Cellars is a monthly wine subscription service that I've been using for a while now, and they've really done a great job of customizing the wines they send me to my taste preferences. So now all these wines are exactly what I'm looking for. You start by taking their quick 7-question non-wine snobby quiz so they can gather those taste preferences for you, and then after your first order, you go in, you rate the wines you received on a scale of 1 to 5, and so the next round of bottles are even better suited to your tastes. I matched with this really tasty French Cabernet Sauvignon, and I love how every bottle comes with these little handy cards to explain the wine's origin, flavor notes, pairing suggestions. This wine in particular had notes of raspberry, plum, cocoa, dried flowers, and leather. It was phenomenal. And right now, Bright Cellars is giving you 50% off their first 6-bottle box plus a bonus bottle, so that's 7 bottles in total. Just follow my link below to take the quiz and get started. Hey, thanks for watching, y'all. This week, please try to go out and support one of your favorite local bars or restaurants. They're really struggling right now and could use the help. And again, a big thank you to Jeffery Morgenthaler for sharing the pro tip. I'll put a link to his blog below if you want to see more from Jeffery. And if there's any bars or bartenders you'd want me to feature as part of this series, just let me know in the comments below. Cheers.